You'd never think a glass of water could turn against you. But for countless older adults across America, a simple sip at the wrong hour is quietly turning peaceful nights into a restless ritual of waking up at 2 or 3 a.m., for no obvious reason. It's not always your bladder. It's not always aging. Sometimes, it's just timing. Imagine this. You lie down after a long day, hoping for deep, healing rest. But just as your body begins to surrender to sleep, a signal comes. A whisper from within, get up. Go to the bathroom. You obey. Once. Then again. By morning, your legs feel heavy. Your mind feels foggy. And even a steaming cup of tea no longer sparks the joy it used to. Here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. Today, I'll show you a surprisingly gentle shift in how and when you hydrate. And it's not just my advice. It comes from experienced urologists who've helped thousands reclaim their nights. But before we begin, I'd love to know. Where are you watching from? And what time is it right now in your part of the world? Drop a comment below, I truly read every one. Even a single moment of your day means something to me. And if you find this helpful, tap that subscribe button. Don't miss the next simple tip that might just change your life. Now, let's gently open the door to what's really happening inside your body after 55. For many older adults, something mysterious begins to unfold during the night. You lie down peacefully after dinner. You think sleep will come easily. But hours later, like clockwork, the urge to get up knocks. Maybe once. Maybe 2 or 3 times. And it's easy to brush off, that's just aging. But what if the truth is deeper? What if there's something more quietly changing inside you? You see, as we get older, our bodies begin to produce less of a hormone called vasopressin. It's the hormone that tells your kidneys to slow down urine production during sleep. With less vasopressin, your kidneys keep working like it's daytime even when your mind is trying to rest. That means more urine and less uninterrupted sleep. But that's just one layer. Another change happens inside your kidneys themselves. They start to work a little slower. This isn't disease, it's nature. Just like your eyesight needs more light, your kidneys need more time. They filter more gradually. They adjust fluid balance more cautiously. So, the same glass of water you once processed with ease now lingers longer. And that delay? It builds up overnight, waiting to wake you. And there's more. Your bladder, too, starts whispering sooner. In your youth, it might have waited until it held 400 or 500 milliliters before sending an alert. Now, even 150 milliliters, barely half a cup, can trigger the urge. Your body is trying to protect you. But your mind, jolted awake, feels betrayed. What you're experiencing is not weakness. It's not a fault. It's a shift, one that can be worked with, not feared. So what's the solution? We'll dive into the exact drinking strategy in the next part of the video. But for now, here's what I want you to remember. You are not broken. Your body is simply asking for a gentler rhythm. And with a few thoughtful adjustments, deep rest is still within reach. Hold on, because better nights are closer than you think. Let me tell you the story of Mrs. Clara Henley, a warm-hearted 72-year-old woman living just outside Asheville, North Carolina. For nearly 2 years, Clara had been trapped in a cycle of restless sleep. Almost every night at exactly 2:30 a.m., she would wake up with an urge to use the bathroom even on the nights she barely drank anything. She assumed it was just part of getting older. But then, over a cup of tea one afternoon, Clara casually mentioned something. I always have my ginger tea at 9 p.m. It calms me down. Now ginger, by itself, is wonderful. But drinking a full cup of fluid just an hour or 2 before bedtime? That, I gently explained, might be the real reason her nights were being interrupted. So she made a small shift. She moved her evening tea time to 6 p.m. And before bed, she limited herself to just 2 slow sips of warm water. Within a week, something remarkable happened. Clara began sleeping 5, sometimes 6 hours straight without waking. The tiredness in her eyes softened. And she said to me, with a smile I'll never forget, "I never knew water could matter this much. My friend, these tiny mistakes are not your fault. No one ever taught us how to adjust our habits as we grow older. But now you know. And that means you have the power to reclaim your nights wisely, gently, one small sip at a time." In many homes across America, it's a familiar routine. Older adults begin their morning with a warm cup of tea or coffee. But they often forget to hydrate steadily during the early hours. Then evening comes and suddenly, they remember. So they drink 2 or 3 glasses of water after 6 p.m., trying to catch up. But this well-intentioned habit may be setting the stage for another sleepless night. For tired eyes, and a mind that just can't settle. Now, what if I told you? It's not just how much water you drink, but when you drink it, that matters most. As we age, both our kidneys and our bladder become more sensitive to timing. During the day, your heart pumps stronger, your metabolism is faster, and your kidneys filter fluids more efficiently. That's why top urologists, from Mayo Clinic to local family doctors, all tend to agree. If you're over 60, try to drink most of your fluids between 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. This window gives your body time to process and eliminate excess fluid gently, leaving your bladder empty and calm by the time the sun goes down. You'll support digestion, reduce bloating, and most importantly, allow your sleep to stay uninterrupted. So how do we apply this? Start the morning by sipping water slowly. Drink a bit more around breakfast, again mid-morning, and once more before lunch. But once the clock strikes 5 p.m., it's time to ease up. Not cut off, just taper down. Think of it like dimming the lights before bed. From 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., drink only when you feel genuinely thirsty and in small sips. After 7:30 p.m., unless your doctor tells you otherwise, try not to exceed 150 milliliters, about a small metal cup's worth. Now you may be wondering, but what if I need to take medication at night? Many older adults take evening prescriptions for blood pressure, blood sugar, joint pain. Yes, these require water to swallow. But here's the key, use just enough. A few small sips, just enough to take your medicine comfortably, and no more. And if that medication makes you feel thirsty? Instead of gulping a full glass, try this. Take 1 spoonful of room temperature water every few minutes. Let the thirst pass gently, instead of flooding your system. There's also one habit I see again and again. The just-in-case drink before bed. You think, let me sip a little now, just in case I get thirsty at 3 a.m. But that harmless habit? It may be the very reason you wake up right on schedule, with your bladder calling. Instead of reaching for one more sip before bed, try something gentler. Sit quietly for 5 minutes in a dimly lit room. Place one hand on your chest, and the other on your belly. Breathe in slowly through your nose, and let it out through your mouth. This calms your nervous system. It helps soothe the false signals coming from your bladder. You can also gently rub your lower abdomen in slow, clockwise circles, to ease tension in the muscles that often tighten without us knowing. Let me share the story of Mr. Harold Duncan, a 70-year-old retired engineer from Springfield, Missouri. For years, he believed he was doing something good, drinking nearly a liter of water between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. each night, hoping to flush out toxins and cleanse his body overnight. But he paid the price, waking up 3 times a night to use the bathroom, and starting each morning feeling sluggish and heavy. Then Harold changed just one thing. He drank 70% of his daily water before 3 p.m. and limited his evening intake to a single small glass at 6:30 p.m. Within 2 weeks, his nights transformed. He was waking just once, sometimes not at all. And by the end of the month, he could sleep straight from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. No interruptions. No medications. Just rhythm. Dear friend, the answer isn't less water, it's earlier water. When you honor your body's timing, your organs begin to work in harmony. And in return, your mind receives the gift of undisturbed rest. In many American homes, dinner isn't just a meal. It's a moment of warmth, calm, and connection, shared with loved ones after a long day. But as we age, what we eat in the evening, and more importantly, when we eat it, can quietly determine whether our sleep is peaceful or disturbed. After 60, the body becomes more sensitive to certain foods, especially those that affect digestion, fluid retention, and bladder function. Take, for example, watery dishes like broth soups, vegetable stews, or even a light bean soup. They seem easy on the stomach, and they are, but only when eaten early. Consumed close to bedtime, these hidden liquids silently begin to fill your bladder. You may not feel it at first, but 2 to 3 hours later, as you lie in bed, your bladder begins to whisper, then nudge, until it wakes you completely. Then there are the comforting drinks we often turn to in the evening. Herbal teas, warm turmeric milk, or a small latte with milk. They feel soothing in the moment, but the fluids inside them quietly add to your nighttime total. And some drinks, like green tea or spiced chai, carry mild diuretic effects. They gently prompt the kidneys to produce more urine. For older adults, this becomes a hidden cycle. You drink to relax, and end up interrupting the very rest you were seeking. Even certain fruits and raw vegetables deserve careful timing. Cucumbers, tomatoes, watermelon, and even a glass of fresh orange juice. They're all packed with water and natural acids. Wonderful for health, but best consumed before the sun goes down. Why? Because these foods can increase bladder sensitivity, especially in aging bodies. Many older adults report sudden urges to urinate after eating them, particularly when consumed at dinner or as a late-night snack. Let me tell you about Mr. Leonard F., a 68-year-old from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Every evening, Leonard enjoyed a large raw salad, filled with tomatoes, cucumbers, and a splash of lemon dressing. He thought he was making a smart, healthy choice. But each night, he was up 2 or 3 times to use the bathroom. It wasn't until he made one small switch, steaming his vegetables for dinner, and moving his raw salad to lunchtime, that he began to sleep 6 hours straight. No sleep aids. No diet overhauls. Just a gentle adjustment in timing. And here's one more hidden culprit: salt. Even small amounts of salty snacks, like potato chips, pickled vegetables, or heavily seasoned dishes, can quietly increase your thirst after dinner. You feel the urge to drink more, and then more again before bed. All of that liquid, combined with an aging bladder and slower kidneys, makes nighttime wake-ups almost inevitable. So dear friend, this isn't about giving up your favorite foods. It's about honoring the changing rhythms of your body. Shift those richer meals to earlier in the day. Opt for lighter, more digestible dinners. Let your body wind down, not ramp up, as the evening unfolds. Because when the body finds rest, the mind follows. And when the mind is calm, sleep returns. Like an old friend, gentle and healing. Sometimes, we don't need medicine. We just need a little patience, and the wisdom to meet our body where it is now. When it comes to nighttime urination, many older adults across the U.S. quietly resign themselves. This is just what aging feels like, they say. But what if it doesn't have to be? The truth is, just a few soft adjustments, not forced routines, but respectful realignments with your body's natural rhythm, can bring surprising relief. No drastic change. No medications. Just a gentle return to what your body was always designed to do: rest. Let's begin with one very simple shift: morning movement. After 60, blood circulation tends to slow. And throughout the day, fluid subtly gathers in the lower legs. You may not even notice the swelling. But when you lie down at night, that fluid travels upward, to the heart, to the kidneys, triggering extra urine production at the worst possible time. But, just a short walk in the morning sun, a few stretches, or light leg movements from a chair, can help your body release that fluid early in the day. This takes the pressure off your kidneys after sunset, and makes space for deeper sleep to return. Next, consider your sleeping position. In many households, especially among older generations, sleeping flat on the back with high pillows or stiff mattresses is common. But sleep experts now suggest something different. Try lying on your left side, with a soft pillow under your head and another between your knees. This position eases pressure on your bladder. It also supports digestion and improves circulation, allowing your organs to truly rest, without sending false alerts to your brain. It's a tiny change, but many older adults report noticeable results within just 1 week. Now let's talk about sleepwear and room temperature. Our grandparents taught us, warmth means safety. And they weren't wrong. But today's climate, especially in humid months, can make thick pajamas and heavy blankets a burden. Your body overheats. You sweat. You get thirsty. And your kidneys kick into gear when they should be winding down. Instead, try lightweight cotton pajamas. Keep your room airy. Sometimes, all you need is a fan and a breathable sheet. When your body stays comfortably cool, your bladder stays calm too. And here's a habit most of us never question. You wake up at night. Instinct says, go to the bathroom. But pause. Ask yourself, do I truly feel full? If not, stay in bed. Take 5 deep breaths. Soften your belly. This moment teaches your bladder not to send false signals. Over time, your nervous system rewires. And not every stir becomes an emergency. Let me tell you about Mrs. Lorraine Mendel, a 74-year-old from Santa Rosa, California. She used to wake up twice every night, even though her bladder was nearly empty. But after she began sleeping on her side, wearing soft cotton pajamas, and practicing gentle breathwork, her sleep transformed. She told me, "It feels like my body became my friend again." So please remember, deep, healing sleep is not a luxury. It's something your body still remembers how to do. You don't have to fight aging. You just need to listen, gently, and adjust. And when you do, your body often whispers back a quiet thank you, in the form of rest, restoration, and peace. You see, so much of what we believe about sleep comes from kind advice passed down over the years. From grandparents, neighbors, people who meant well. And while their wisdom holds love, some beliefs have quietly caused more harm than help. Let's gently unravel a few of them. Not with fear, but with clarity and care. Number 1. If I drink less water during the day, I won't wake up at night. It sounds logical. But inside your body, the opposite unfolds. When you don't hydrate enough during the day, your blood becomes thicker. Your kidneys must work harder. And they often release more urine once you lie down. The real solution? Drink most of your water between 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. This actually reduces nighttime urination, not increases it. Number 2. My nighttime bathroom trips are all because of my prostate. Now yes, prostate health matters, especially for older men. But it's not the only cause. Many women face the same issue. The truth is, an oversensitive bladder, disrupted sleep patterns, late meals, and evening fluid intake all play a role. Blaming the prostate alone can delay simple changes that might bring real relief. And finally, a habit we all know: going to the bathroom just in case before bed, even when we don't really have to. Over time, this conditions your bladder to respond to false signals. You end up waking for just a few drops of urine, something your younger self would have easily ignored. The better path? Trust your body. Go only when the need is real. With patience, your system will relearn what's urgent and what isn't. And finally, let's talk about one of the most cherished evening rituals: a warm cup of water at 9 p.m. For generations, this habit has been believed to cool the liver, aid digestion, and calm the soul. But even warm, comforting water still adds to the fluid in your bladder. And just like any other liquid, it waits for you, around 2 or 3 in the morning. If you love warm drinks, here's a softer way. Try sipping them earlier, around 6 o'clock or 6:30 p.m. You'll still receive all the soothing benefits, without disrupting the rest your body craves later on. Dear Elder, knowledge doesn't mean rejecting old ways. It means honoring them, but adapting with awareness. Your body is still listening to you. And the more gently you guide it, the more peacefully it will respond. Sometimes, healing doesn't come from a powerful pill or a complex wellness plan. Sometimes, it begins with a whisper. A small, quiet change, made at the right moment. And when it comes to restful sleep, one of the simplest, most powerful changes you can make is not what you drink, but when you drink it. It may sound minor, but across the US, that one habit alone has transformed countless lives. Let me tell you about Mrs. Eleanor Garrison, a graceful 70-year-old from Eugene, Oregon. For years, Eleanor woke up 3 times every night, always at the same times. Restless, drained, confused. She believed this was simply what aging feels like. Then she made one change. She drank most of her water in the morning and stopped all fluids after 6:30 p.m. Within 1 week, Eleanor was sleeping 7 hours straight. She smiled and said to me, "I didn't know my body could still feel this refreshed." And that, my friend, is the message I leave you with today. Your body has never given up on you. It still remembers how to rest, how to repair, how to return to balance. Sometimes, it just needs your quiet, patient, loving help. If today's video brought you even one new insight, I would love to hear from you. Type the word hope in the comments below. If there's even a small part of you that feels ready to make one tiny change, that one word might inspire someone else who's quietly watching, just like you. And if you found this content helpful, please tap subscribe. A small promise to yourself that you'll care for your health more gently. Click the bell icon too, so you won't miss the next story, crafted just for people like you. And if someone in your life, a neighbor, a relative, or your beloved partner, struggles with nighttime wake-ups, share this video with them. You may be offering them a quiet gift, a better night's sleep. Until we meet again, I wish you a night as calm as the April breeze, and a morning as soft as your first sip of tea beneath the rising sun.